Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing a long overdue video because I've had these for about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks this Friday since I received them. And what it is, of course, I think you guys already know, especially if you guys saw the thumbnail and title. It's on the Jeffree Star Liquid Frost. So I wanted to have a chance to play with them, like completely play with them, all the shades, everything, see what I can do. And this video is going to be kind of different. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you footage as I'm talking and explaining to you how it went. Kind of like Tati style. So if you're familiar with Tati, Glam Life Guru's videos, then you know what she does is she takes a product and she reviews it. And while she's reviewing it, she actually will insert clips of her applying her makeup using that particular product. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I have posted a video to Instagram, which I will link down below, with me using it 3 different types of ways. Those are kind of my favorite ways to apply them, but today I tried some different techniques and I want to talk about them a little bit more. So a little bit about the product. The product is for $25. There are 8 shades available. This is what the packaging looks like, and the 2 that I'm holding up, this is Heat Wave and Chill Zone. So they cater to a really wide variety of skin tones. We're talking from bare skin to deep skin, and that is what I love so far about this line. And even the lighter shades that normally I would steer away from, I'm still gravitating towards because they're so well done, and the undertones in them, or like the reflex that are in them, make them very flattering on my skin tone. So I'm drawn to them and I love that so far. And then the darker ones, I'm using them either as a base, or I'm using them in my inner corner, or I'm using them like as a highlight. And I wasn't expecting that. I know when I first saw Heat Wave, I was a little bit concerned. I was like, oh no, is this going to be too dark for me? Or I saw Chill Zone and I was like, oh, is this going to be too dark? I mean, it's going to be gorgeous on deeper skin tones, but I mean, because I have so much yellow and red make orange, and that kind of, I didn't know how it would look on me, but so far I really like it, especially because I've used them on my eyes. And I'll actually play a video clip, which you can see here, where I use it on the inner corner portion of my eyes versus kind of like a regular highlight. I still can use it as a highlight, more of a blush topper versus a traditional highlight. So for me, on me, it wouldn't look as good, especially since I'm already losing my summer tan. So the method I used today, I had already used once before. So I did it in a previous video, and what I did was I applied it as a base, and I used Heat Wave the first time. So I think I have video footage, and if I do, I'll insert it here. But I used Heat Wave as a base to my foundation. And you guys have seen me do this before. I did my City Colors. I've done it with Cover FX. I've done it with Buxom. It's really cool to illuminate your skin. And I know some people think, what's the point of that if you're just going to cover it up? But it really does illuminate the skin, especially if you have a foundation shade that, I don't want to say it's a little bit off, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. You should. Anyways, it kind of helps illuminate the skin a lot more. And today I'm using Goddess. So Heat Wave I used the other day. And let me tell you the difference between using Goddess and using Heat Wave for me. For me, I use a natural finish foundation using Heat Wave. And there are some reflex in it, like little glitter, I guess you would say. Not really glitter, but kind of. And because I use a natural finish foundation, which doesn't have full coverage, you can see a little bit of the glitter through it later on in the day. Not in the beginning. In the beginning it looked gorgeous, it looked flawless, but towards the end of the day, I noticed I could see a little bit of like reflex here and there, which is cool, especially, you know, if you want to be out in the sun, you want to look like Edward Cullen, you know? Anyways, so then today I used Goddess. This one here is Goddess, which is a little bit more my skin tone when it comes to a highlight. And then this is Heat Wave, which is why I used this one, because the foundation I used was a little bit lighter, and I figured this would kind of seep through it to kind of give me a little bit more of a bronzy undertone, versus this one, which was a little bit more up with my foundation, if you know what I'm saying. And let me zoom in a little bit closer. So I love the way my skin looks, and it's been not that long, about an hour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go outside and play a little bit, and then I will probably do a check-in because I want to show you guys exactly how it works out. But on the cheekbone, I'm using Ice Queen. I had to double check, and that is this pink shade, which I did not think was going to look good on me. Some people have compared it to Jeffree, and I will be comparing it a little bit later, but I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like on the skin. In the inner corner, I'm using a regular highlight, so don't pay any attention to that. And then of course the brow bone, I am using Frostbite. So that is the palest, which is very similar to Ice Cold. I will also do swatches of that there. But I kind of wanted to show you guys what my skin looks like up close. As you can see, I really love it. I've been working on my skincare routine a lot in general, so that, you know, I can scoot up close and feel comfortable. But so that's kind of what the under base liquid frost looks like, and I freaking love the way I look today. So that is what it looks like on the cheek. I will insert some video footage of it the way it looks outside. I can actually open my curtain, but there's a little bit of overcast, and this is in different lighting, a little bit more washed out, but as you can see, it's still really pretty. I'm really hoping the sun comes out. I put off filming this video a lot because it's been so overcasty. That, and I wanted to fully play with them. I wanted to be able to like answer them, because I've had a lot of people actually ask me, what are these for? And I mean, it makes sense because not a lot of people are into liquid frost, but I feel like at this particular point of playing with them and being a long time Skin Frost fan, I'm actually a lot more, like, I gravitate more towards the liquid frost, and that's so weird because I did not think I would love them more than the Skin Frost. I thought, of course I would love them. Of course I can, you know, I would use them, and they would be great for like as a base. But they're so good that my mind is blown. Like they blew my mind. They exceeded my expectations, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, these were sent to me as PR, and I feel like I should disclose that because I didn't disclose that in the beginning. But they were sent to me as PR, and I was very impressed, like thoroughly impressed. And like I said, I've been using them differently, different techniques. When I applied it as a base the first time, I applied it with a beauty blender, and that could also be why it appeared the way it did towards the end of the day. I don't 100% know. I feel like, you know, because beauty blenders pick up a lot of the product versus like if there were some shimmers in it, the beauty blender could have just like left the shimmer but to absorb the product. So I don't 100% know. But I have been using the beauty blender on the eyebrow bone, and I've loved the way that looked. When I applied it to the inner corner, as you saw earlier, I did use just a regular brush, and I blended it out a little bit with my finger. I skipped forward in that part because unfortunately Instagram only has 1 minute tooth, so I had to cut that part out. But I did blend it out with my finger. I didn't just like glob it on and leave it there, and that's what it looked like. The brush didn't do that. That was my finger. And then of course this today has been with my finger. Like I just went like this. There was no sponge. I did use a little bit of sponge right here, so it could have blended out the top part, which I typically do. And then I did touch up the blush a little bit, especially on this side, because this is like my problematic area, so I always have to fix it. So currently my favorite shades are Canary Bling, Frozen Peach, and Crown Jewel. So I have gravitated towards them, but after using Goddess today as like, I'm like staring at them in front of me, I'm so sorry. After like applying Goddess as a base, I'm so hooked on that one. And then Frozen Peach, when I first applied it to my arm, it pulled really purple. And I'll insert some video clips of me and Jessie swatching these, and as you can see, it looks stunning on Jessie. Like I love the way the shades look on Jessie. And then Frozen Peach on me looked a little bit too pigmented, so it's like, okay, is it's gonna be a little bit too intimidating for me. It's gonna be a little bit too overwhelming. And I mean, I'm not one to be scared of a highlight. I freaking love highlights, but I don't wear them to work because I feel like I don't have a work environment that's necessarily catered to the glam life. You know, I am a full Hannah Montana type person where it's like I'm the most basic person. Like if I wear lashes, I'm like, oh girl, I'm bougie at work. You know what I'm saying? Like I truly feel like I just... Anyways, so I don't really wear a lot of highlighters to work. Once in a while, like once every 3 months, you might find me with a highlighter. But since receiving these, I wore Frozen Peach every day to work afterwards. I am just obsessed with it. And basically, like I said, I've just kind of highlighted my brow bone and a little bit on my cheeks, a little bit of mascara, and I've called it good. Like that's just how... I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like the perfect dew. And I mean, as you can see right now, like it doesn't even look like it's caked on the skin. And I feel like... Sorry about my hair. I feel like most highlighters in general will sit on the skin. That's just every single highlighter I own. And it's not a bad thing because that's why I've been using the beauty blender to pounce it into my skin. That's just something I've done for a while now. And that's something that like saves me from looking like a cake face out in public, if that makes sense. But these, they just melt into the skin. Like, look at them. You can't even, like... I can't even explain it. So, I mean, if you're into that natural, super gorgeous glow, You're gonna love these. Like, you are absolutely going to love these. I will probably be retiring my Skin Frost. I still love the Skin Frost, but I'll probably be retiring them, especially like right now. I'm obsessing over this formula. And I did just hit 30K on Instagram, and I did put up a picture and ask for your guys' input if you guys wanted to see me give away a liquid frost, or if you guys wanted me to give away some lipstick from Jeffree Star. And I think I'm gonna give away a Skin Frost, because you know what? You guys need to try this formula. If you have not received them, you have not on your hands on them, I highly recommend them. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to show you a couple of their dupes as far as Skin Frost versus the Liquid Frost, so you guys can kind of see what I meant earlier. Okay, so I do want to begin with, I don't believe every single Skin Frost has like a complementing Liquid Frost. These are just the ones that most people in their minds match them up together. Does that make sense? So first we have Frostbite, which is a pale AF liquid frost. So I'm just, a little goes a long way. I do want to stress that, like, a little goes a long way. I accidentally poured a little bit too much for one of my videos, and I was like, no. So either you can just literally just grab it like that and do that, or you can actually drop it. Like, as you can see in that dropper, I hope it focuses. And I don't know, you probably doesn't pick it up, but there's just a little bit, it filled to like right here. So if I were to do that, that would leave a lot. So I'm just going to dab it like this, which is honestly freaking enough that you don't even like need more than that. So I'm going to smear this out a little bit, not a lot, just so you guys can kind of see it built up and then compare it, if that makes sense. I'm going to put one dot so you can see it not blend out. Blend. Wow. It's been a day. It's going to be a day. And then this is ice cold. Yes, I did break the thingy on accident. I dropped it, and I was so very fortunate that the only thing that fell and broke off was the lid. It didn't shatter, so I was like, yeah, buddy. Okay, so that is what they look like. Can you tell which one is which? This one right here. The one on my right, which would be your left, I think. Yes, my right, your left, is Frostbite, and the one on this side, on, I'm not even going to talk about directions, is going to be Ice Cold. Oh my gosh, you can't talk. Yes, that's important. I'm going to put some flashlight on it so you guys can kind of see what they look like in a direct light. Like, those are insane and so pretty. But as you can see, they are pretty much a match. So if you are more into the natural finish, because that's exactly what the Liquid Frost is going to do versus like the Skin Frost. I don't know if you can, if it'll zoom in enough. So if you zoom in enough, I feel like you can kind of see the consistency versus each other. They're both so freaking pretty. And Ice Cold was actually one of my favorites. Like, in the beginning, when the Skin Frost were first released, I lived for Ice Cold. Especially in the winter. Oh, it's so pretty, because by then my tan's gone and it's like not as like on my face, you know. So the next shade is going to be Frozen Peach versus Peach Goddess. Now, as you guys know, if you don't know, you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I am a huge fan of Frozen Peach, or of Peach Goddess, like a huge fan. So I'm not surprised that I've just been living for Frozen Peach. And once again, I put way too much. I'm going to put that right there on my collarbone, because I use way too freaking much. Look how pretty it looks. I am such a fan. Like, it's embarrassing how much I love this stuff. And like I said, I'm not usually a big highlighter at work person, but I've been wearing these like crazy with no blush, mind you, because it's just, they're just that pretty. Like, they just, you don't need blush. So there's a bigger difference in these. Peach Goddess is like peachy, pale, like, and then Frozen Peach is, look at that, like blinding as hell. Oh my gosh, all sins forgiven. That is so pretty. That's what the drop right there at the bottom looks like, not blended out. And I think these lights are actually almost giving it a different shade than what it really is, because it's, I can't even begin to describe what this looks like. But then put the flashlight on and see if that helps it. Like, oh, that doesn't help it, but it's so pretty. I'll actually insert the screen videos from my my pictures with Jessie. But as you can see, they don't look alike. I thought they would look alike, and they don't. But it's so, It has like a metallic reflect to it, and just the tiniest like glitters you can't even see on camera. My camera doesn't even pick them up because they're so small. So that is Frozen Peach versus Peach Cobbler. So this next one, I thought my camera was recording and it wasn't, so I've already dropped it, is going to be Jeffree versus Ice Queen. So this one came as a surprise to me on me. This is one I mentioned earlier, has purple reflex. And somebody in a makeup group mentioned it as well, and it crossed my mind that it looked like a dupe for Jeffree. And Jeffree is, like, I love Jeffree. I think Jeffree is one of the most gorgeous highlighters in the freaking world. So it's no surprise to me that now that I have it on my skin and I've worn it, I love it as much as I do, because when I saw the swatches on me, I thought, well, that looks a little bit intimidating, and I was wrong. I was so wrong, and I will admit that. This one has a lot more purple undertones to it, which I wish you could see, and I wish my lighting didn't drown it out. But so does Jeffree, in a more pale and frosty kind of way. So that is what it looks like unblended. And that is what it looks like in the bottle. So it's kind of funny because you think it's more pink when you see it here, but then when you see it swatched on, it does definitely have purple to it. And it's a really, really pretty purple. Like it blew my mind. It surprised me more than I expected it to. And I think I do like it more than Jeffree, actually. Especially the way it sits on the skin. Like, you can see that. I almost feel like I have more texture on my hand on the Jeffree side versus the Liquid Frost side. Don't get me wrong, I freaking love the Skin Frost. So this is me bashing the Skin Frost for 20 minutes straight. Y'all are crazy. Because look at this, look how pretty it looks. So next up is another one of my absolute favorites. I actually have a lot of favorites. This is like one of my favorite Skin Frosts, and this is one of my favorite Liquid Frost. And this is Crown Jewel. And I'm going to compare that one to So Effing Gold. I feel like that's its comparable shade. And as you guys know, I love So Effing Gold, so it makes sense. But at the same time, nothing compares to how pretty Crown Jewel is. Like, Crown Jewel is an actual gold shade. And So Effing Gold is like the most gold shade I have. So it's the only one I can compare it to, because they're both really, really pretty. So that is what they look like. Do you see Crown Jewel? That looks like gold, like an actual crown shade. It is so pretty. And then there's So Effing Gold to this side of me, which is my left. Your guys is right, I'm assuming. That's what it looks like on the fingers. Like, oh my gosh. So that's it blended out a lot more. Like, this is just like an all over body like shade. It's so pretty. Now I gotta wipe it all off. So that's what they look like compared. I've already wiped them off, so I hope you caught that. Next shade I'm going to compare to is going to be Heat Wave next to King Tut. So the reason why I'm jumping straight to Heat Wave is because the other shades I don't really have a quote-unquote dupe in my head for. I have them next to some that I think would match it, but I think what I'll do is I'll do all of them side by side. And then of course Chill Zone doesn't have a dupe. I don't believe that one has a dupe at all. They come off really easy, by the way. It's not like they leave your skin stained or anything. They just wipe off. Okay, so my right, your left is going to be the Liquid Frost Heat Wave, and then the opposite side is going to be King Tut. So as you can see how pretty they are side by side, like almost identical. I feel like there's a little bit more copper to the Heat Wave shade. Will focus? Yes, I will. So that is what they look like. I'm very impressed with both of them. And like I said, I wore Heat Wave the other day, and it has a little bit more gold. I think gold, like maybe silver reflex in it, and that's what I noticed when I was removing my makeup at the end of the night. Towards the end of the day, it showed through. But as you can see, I feel like these are the closest when it comes to what shades go but with what shades. Like, I feel like the Liquid Frost Heat Wave has more copper, and this one has more gold undertones to it. So they're really, really stunning for deeper skin tones. Like, absolutely beautiful. And I will probably be using these soon on the eyelids as well as the inner corner, because I love using like a bronze, coppery gold shade in the inner corner. There's just something about it that's so pretty. And they dry down so freaking well. I forgot to mention that earlier. There's no scent to them really. They dry down really well. They're not sticky. They're not heavy. I know the one thing with the Rihanna ones, no disrespect for Rihanna, like don't hate me, was I heard like from everyone that it was a little bit sticky. These aren't sticky at all, like at all. Okay, I do have to correct myself. I don't know why I was saying that wrong. I was comparing Heatwave to Dark Horse. That's the shade I was comparing it to. I feel really guilty right now because I was saying King Tut that entire time. But let me show you them side by side. So that's Goddess and that's King Tut. So not King. Oh my god, I just said it again. Not King Tut, Dark Horse. So this is Dark Horse next to King Tut. Oh my gosh. Dark Horse. Oh, I just did it again. This is Dark Horse. Dark Horse compared to Goddess. No. Oh my god. This is Dark Horse Skin Frost compared to Heat Wave Liquid Frost. Dark Horse Heat Wave. Dark Horse Heat Wave. So I totally screwed that up. Oh, okay, so the last two shades I'm going to share with you are Canary Bling, which I don't really think there's a match for, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. And then next to Goddess. Goddess, I think might have a match, but I won't know until like I swatch them side by side. So Canary Bling is so freaking pretty. Like it has the most stunning pink reflex in it, which just makes for the most amazing shade. I wore that the other day and I absolutely love it. Okay, so see there's some similarities, but okay, so I swatched King Tut Skin Frost, and then this is Goddess Liquid Frost, and then here is Canary Bling, and this is next to Siberian Gold. Yeah, Siberian Gold. So that's all four of them together. Come on, focus. That's all four of them side by side. As you can see, like King Tut is kind of close to, okay, not really, not at all actually. And then what I did was down here, I also swatched the opposite. This is King Tut and this is Siberian Gold. And then on the opposite side, this is King Tut and this is Siberian Gold. So that is what they look like. I mean, I don't see any dupes, but they fall within the same family. I think that's why Canary Bling is so pretty and why Goddess looks so pretty as a base under the skin. I wish there was sunlight. My lights are doing them a little bit of justice, but not enough justice. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all that is not enough justice for how pretty these are. And the last one is Heat Wave. Let me swatch that for you really quick. And that is what Chill Zone looks like. It's definitely, oh, is it brass, you would say? Brass? No, not bronzy. Copper? I don't even know anymore. I feel like I've called everything copper, and they're not all copper. But that is what it looks like. This one has like silver reflex into it, and that's why it made such a pretty inner corner highlight that I did the other day in the look that I also played earlier. So as you can see, that's a very unique shade. This is going to look so beautiful on deeper skin tones. Okay, so I forgot where I was at, but that's, though they have silver reflex, my hair lost its like side, so I had to put it back up. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. I feel like this video is extremely long and I'm so sorry, but I wanted to break it down for you. I did want to talk about the container a little bit more. So you lock it like this, which is probably not focusing. So you lock it like this, and then you, of course, when you open it, it pops up. And then you can suck up like this. So you press that down, which sucks up the product. There's a lot of product in these things. I don't think I'm going to run out of them anytime soon. But I actually have a feeling I might, because I've been wearing a lot more highlighter than usual. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'm going to use a lot of that. And then, of course, you just dab it like that. But a little goes a long way. Honestly, you don't even need to suck up a lot. Like, just that tiny bit that it picks up on the end of that. Like, to be honest, that's enough. Like, that is enough for a look. That's enough for your cheek. Today, I applied it directly to the cheek, and then I dabbed it out with my finger, as I mentioned. The other day, I applied it to my cheek, and then I dabbed it out with a beauty blender. And then on the eyebrow, I used Beauty Blender. Today, instead of using a Beauty Blender to apply Goddess as a base for my foundation, I use this brush. This is from Crown Brush. It doesn't have a number, but this is one of my favorite like mask type brushes. And this is what I use today. And I love the way I look today. I love the way I'm glowing. So this is perfect for like all over application. In fact, so I'm going to put a drop there. and a drop there. Well, less than a drop. Then I'm going to, like, come on, guys. That is so freaking pretty. This is over my tattoo with my indoor, like, I guess you would call it studio lighting. I cannot wait to take this stuff to New York. Like, is this less than 3 liters? Look how freaking beautiful that is. So that's what it looks like on the shoulder. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can kind of see the reflex in it. I feel like this is the most awkward position I've ever been in on camera, but that is what it looks like. So that is what they look like, the reflex. So that is what the flashlight looks like. As you can see, those are all tiny reflex just on my tattoo, and I feel like that'd be the best way to show them because it has some dimension to it. That's with it without. If it focuses, that's the flash on it. To date, my favorite Jeffree Star product. Oh my gosh. Like I said, I think that's why I'm going to be including it in my next giveaway, because I think everybody needs to try it. It's like, look at how I'm obsessed. It looks so pretty. I can't even say that enough. But what I love about them, I mean, let me just finish with this. What I love about them especially is you can layer it on top of itself and it doesn't look cakey. And you know what I'm talking about, where if you want to add more to your highlight, you take the brush and you add more and you add more and more. And then eventually it looks like literally a layer of highlight. These don't. These will seriously just melt into your skin. How about that? Like, really? How about that? So I'm pretty obsessed with them. I do recommend them. They're Rosie approved. I know they're Jeffree Star approved because they're his product, but I'm here for these. I'm 100% here for these. Like I said, they sell for $25. The packaging is cute. I think some people thought the container looked cheap, but this is cute container. I know everybody has one of these, but it is bigger than the mini prep and prime from MAC Cosmetics, so that is about what the size is. And then of course the Pixie like glow tonic size, they're bigger than that as well, probably about the same size. They have both the same amount of product? Yeah, these have the same amount of product. So this is 1.1 if you are familiar with like the Pixie Glow Tonics and the Pixie Overnight Glow. That's the same size as the Skin Frost. So that's for reference. But yeah, that's how I'm finishing up this video. I do recommend them, not just saying that because I was sent them. I think these shades are amazing. I mean, as you guys can see, like this doesn't look cakey on me. They didn't build up. They didn't look chalky. If you don't like Reflex though, some of the shades you might not like. And I think that's going to be, of course, Ice Cold, Peach Frost did have some Reflex, just the tiniest bits of it, and then it was Canary Bling and Chill Zone. They all have some sort of reflex, which adds dimension to the shades. It makes them look a little bit more natural. But that's just my opinion. So I hope you like this video. If you are new here and you just came for this review, welcome to my channel. I'm RLQ.Rosie on Instagram. You can follow me there as well as all my other social networks, which are linked down below. If you don't like this video, please just walk away, get your dislike out of the way, and don't come back. As for the rest of you, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.